When you open the file, look at the bottom. You'll see several tabs. We have a dashboard for a bird's eye view of your year, a settings tab where we control all the drop-down menus, and then individual sheets for every month, January all the way through December. We're going to start where you'll spend the most time, the January tab. Deep Dive, the January tab. All right, welcome to January. This sheet is your daily log. It might look like a lot of numbers, but I promise it's designed to be simple. Let's start at the left. Column B is where you type the date. As soon as you type the date, look at column C. It automatically fills in the day of the week using a simple formula. It's a nice visual cue. Now, column D is critical. This is where you tell the spreadsheet whether you were logging income or an expense. And this is where the magic of conditional formatting kicks in. Look at row 16. I've typed income into cell D16. Watch the row. Immediately, columns N through Q turn gray. Why? Because when you're logging income, you don't need to fill in expense details. The spreadsheet is literally guiding your eyes and cursor to the right cells. See that? You can only type in the cells that are white. All income-related details are updated from column E to L. Then we have the payment method in column M, which can also be selected from a dropdown. For an income row, you click cell E16 for trip type. You'll notice a little arrow appears. That's a dropdown menu. You can select Uber, Lyft, Taxi, or Private. We'll see where that list comes from in just a moment. The Settings tab. So where do those dropdown menus for trip types and expense categories come from? They come from this tab right here, Settings. Look at column A. I've preloaded this with common terms, Uber, Lyft, Taxi, Private for trip types. And for expenses, I've listed everything a driver could possibly need, fuel, maintenance, insurance, tolls, parking, even snacks. You can edit this list. If you have a specific expense I didn't think of, just type it here. Whatever you put in this column will automatically show up in the drop-down menus on your monthly sheets. It keeps everything consistent. Back to the January tab. Now, let's go back to the January tab. Once you've selected your trip type, you then fill in your fare, tips, tolls, surge bonus, gross income, commission, and net income. These need to be typed in manually. Then, in column M, you select your payment method from the dropdown. Now, watch what happens if I go to the next row and type expense in cell D17. Boom, the colors flip. Now, columns E through M turn gray because you don't need income fields. Instead, columns N through Q turn white. The spreadsheet is telling you, hey, you said this is an expense, so fill in the details here. You pick a category, type a description, and enter the amount. You can also log whether it is tax deductible in column Q and add any notes in column R. Now, look at row 13. This row shows the totals for the month. Let me show you the formula. It sums from row 16 all the way down to row 115. We have totals for fare amount, tips, tolls, surge bonus, gross income, commission, and net income. All of these come from the income side. Similarly, we have totals for expense amount and tax deductible amount on the expense side. The monthly summary and key metrics. Okay, now that we understand how to log data, let's look at the top of the sheet, specifically the boxes above row 13. This is your reward for good data entry. On the left, we have the monthly summary. As you fill in your trips below, these cells auto-calculate. It sums up your gross income, subtracts your expenses, and shows you your net profit before tax. But I want to zoom in on the input section on the right. See cell O5, the tax rate? I've set this to 15% as an estimate. But let's say your accountant tells you your effective rate is lower, maybe 12%. Watch what happens when I change this number from 15% to 12%. Look at cell E10, estimated tax. It changes instantly. And look at cell E11, net profit after tax. It goes up. This means you can model different tax scenarios and see exactly how much money you'll actually keep. It's a powerful feature. Also, see this cell, 06? It says January. If I type February here, look up at cell B2. The title of the sheet changes. It now says February 2026 Income and Expense Tracker. It's a small touch, but it keeps everything looking neat. I'll change it back to January. The other months. Now, let's quickly jump to the February tab. You'll notice it looks exactly the same as January. The formatting, the formulas, the conditional formatting, it's all identical. You don't need to learn a new sheet every month. You just rinse and repeat. Copy the same habits you built in January. The dashboard. Finally, we have the dashboard. This is where the magic of the whole year comes together. Up here, you can put your name and vehicle details. This makes the spreadsheet feel professional, like a real business ledger. But the real power is this table from column C to column N. Every single number here is pulled automatically from your monthly sheets. It shows you month by month your total income, expenses, net profit, tax, profit after tax, profit margin, working days, and averages. And look at the bottom, row 23, total year. This is the number you care about. This tells you exactly how much money you cleared in 2026 after expenses and taxes. No guesswork, no shoebox of receipts. This spreadsheet takes the stress out of gig work finances. It's free, it's automated, and it's ready for you to use right now. Download the link in the description, start tracking your January income, and thank me next tax season. If you found this helpful, please hit like and subscribe for more productivity tools. Drive safe, and I'll see you in the next video.